Just one touch and I'm lost inside your love. Just one touch means more than words can say. Just one touch and I know I'm gonna stay for always.
All right, man, we made it through a Friday.
Yeah, actually, today is Friday, right? I'm actually confused. It is Friday. Good, good.
It is Friday.
Good. I'm a time traveler. You know, I get confused on what day it is, what time it is, all that fun stuff.
Oh my God, it's so funny that you talked about time travel because I'm about to say something about time travel.
What a sing.
No, I'm serious. I am. But before I get there, I always like to be honest, be upfront with the people in the chat who is watching it. You know, some of the things that I'm trying to do, I'm attempting, experimenting. You know, whatever makes a show better, whatever it does.
You're good at experimentation, Eric.
Well, I add segments to the show now, and even this is going to be a segment right before we do Mandela Effect or mental illness. And the reason I do this is I'm trying to timestamp it, and then I go back into the video and add chapters for people. So, because there's a lot of people, Bob, that actually really, you know, be fair, only likes our what the fuck news. They like it. That's all they like. So if I can make it easier, I'm serious. And if I can make it easier for them to find it without going, which I want everybody to watch the whole video.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. So I try to make things easier. So before we get to is this Mandela Effect or mental illness, I like to do pillow talk just to get people in before we get into the segment. So I'm gonna call this pillow talk basically what my old channel I still actually have called Morning Coffee Diet.
Okay.
And it's just a little coffee talk, and then when people come in, then we go right into the get right into the Mandela Effect mental illness one because we got a good one today. We got a good one. Good. But before we get there, let me pull up one thing. Oh, I have everything up except the one thing that I need. You know, the first part of the show. Isn't that how it always works?
It's always the way it works.
You know, I have the Grandpa's World up, and I have the. Oh shit! Did I freeze? No, I didn't freeze. Did I freeze? No, I didn't freeze.
You glitched. You glitched for a second. It's the Matrix doing it.
It's a Friday, you know. Every weird thing happens on a Friday.
I get to drink on Fridays and Saturdays.
And what I'm doing is I'm gonna share a little fast story with you. But the only reason did a little glitch right here is I want people. While I'll do a little pillow talk. Here's 2 questions I put out for today's show.
Say sweet nothings.
For the first one is, do you believe in the Bermuda Triangle?
Bermuda Triangle.
You could put in that vote because that's our main topic for today's show. And then our Mandela Effect or mental illness is going to be on the topic, the Warriors. What was the famous line in the movie? What do you remember? So before we get to that, I want people to go to my, YouTube community page and put in their votes. So when we get into that segment, we can come out and see what people are thinking or what they think. It makes it a little easier. Okay. So guys, if you can put in your votes now, we'll go in here. Okay. So Bob, I'm going to ask you something.
Yeah, ask me something.
Now, this is just guys. This is just pillow talk. This ain't nothing super serious. Okay. But
no.
I watch shows. I watch different shows. I watch people going to other shows, and it seems like there's another triangle off the coast of Japan. Yeah, somebody mentioned that yesterday, and we'll get it. We're going to get into that during our main topic.
In there,
but I still see people talking down about time travel, and when you brought up time travel, it was kind of cool because I was going to talk about it here because I am not here to tell people Mandela Effect is all true, paranormal is true, UFOs are true, Bigfoot. You know, we have the discussion, and I don't know if this are they talking down about time travel just because we talked about it, and it to me, if you're going to have a YouTube channel, right, and you're going to talk paranormal, you're going to talk Mandela Effect, you're going to talk UFOs, aliens, whatever, you know, triangle, whatever,
everything.
You have to be open-minded to everything.
Yeah,
you have to be. You have to because we don't know what the real answer is for why certain things happen. If we did, we want to be doing a show because the answer is already out there. And I'm not here to tell people that, hey, time travel is true or not. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, when you say it's not true, it's kind of like you're being a dictatorship in a way of saying, nope, but this could be true, right? There's a person that said this ain't true, but super faith or religion is true. Okay. Now, I'm not here to say religion is not true. Don't get me wrong, Bob. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to say
I'm not getting you wrong at all. I can feel you.
You can't say one is more true over the other because we really don't know. And this is the reason. Okay. Now, if you say one of the arguments they always say about time travel. Well, if somebody travel in time, then you will have complete memory of every change there is. And I don't like that because first of all, you don't know what your brain would do if time travel is possible. So what I'm saying, Bob, say you went back in time. I don't know. Say you went back in time. I don't know, 20 years, and we had a cat named Akira. Say somehow you made sure that we never had this cat, Akira.
It's a butterfly effect.
Say 100% what my brain's going to remember because my original brain remembers us having a cat. But if you remove that cat, maybe I'll have bits and pieces of memories, or maybe I won't. Maybe I will, because you don't know. You really don't know, because we only use, technically by science, I'm not saying science is real, 10% of the brain. So maybe if we used 100% of the brain, we would know every change that has happened.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, I would never blow out time travel altogether because we just don't know. And we don't know what happens if you go back in time and you change the timeline.
Well, their brains can't comprehend it. Most people can't comprehend it. You can't. Yeah, you can't, the brain won't process it. You can't think in linear lines because, of course, you ask people, hey, man, do you remember the Eigen value? You know what an Eigen value is? Well, the number one, the debunker is like, well, I don't know what an Eigen value. Well, number one, do you know what a vector is? I don't know what a vector. Well, then they don't fucking know shit, so I can't even have a conversation. But if you have what they call the matrix, which is in linear lines, if you have multiple lines, you have one solid line, you have one line. However, once you leave that line and go back to another portion of that line, you can never go back to the same line again, because the moment you step in this other line, it starts a whole new line. So that line going forward, it's called the Eigen value. It's the point of which you are within the line. Once you leave the line, you go to a new line. It's a whole new reality.
Yes. Now,
people can't comprehend it.
You can't. But this is a great conversation. Look at this. Look below. This is what he wrote. The cat won't be removed until the present. The cursor is always over the now. See, that's a conversation. See, we're having a conversation.
Yeah. It's always the present. So wherever you are is the present. It's the present. You're presently here. So if I went back in time, I'm not going to see you anymore. I'm going to see you in a new present. It's going to be, you check the Eigen, it's going to be right there at a new point. The you that I know now is going to be different in the other one, because I can never go back to the same place. You can't go back to the same place, because the moment I step on that soil, it's called the butterfly effect. The moment I fart, next to a fucking bird that scares the bird. That bird gets up and knocks another bird over and knocks the nest over. So those birds aren't even born. And the next thing you know, it's called the butterfly. The butterfly effect wasn't started by physicists. People are fucking idiots. It was started by a geologist, or not, it was started by a weatherman. A weatherman had the concept of the butterfly effect. So if a butterfly flaps his wings in South America, there's going to be that theoretical is going to be a hurricane in Florida. That's how it works. The moment something is removed from one point and put to another point back into that point, everything forward is changed. Every breath you take is unbalanced. Every step you take is unbalanced. Everything changes everything. The moment that somebody sees you where you weren't supposed to be originally and you showed up there changes their reality.
Yeah, now here's
that was supposed to bang that chick to make that dude didn't happen because they stopped and looked at you for a second and then they stepped in front of a car and got hit but they were not supposed to see you when you showed up. Yeah, it's
here's a show. Hazel Fiver says if you want to see a TV show on time travel, you should check out the Netflix series called Dark. I heard of Dark. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard of Dark. And that's my point. I'm just saying you shouldn't take everything out of it because, like I said, I am not a religious person. Okay, I am not a religious person, Bob. Now, so I don't try to lie to people and say I am, but say you're religious, right? Your religion. Okay, now what if I came out and say, if I came out and say, and Bob, you said that all the changes, ghosts, paranormal, aliens, Mandela Effect, is all because of the Bible. It's all from God. What about, and I could say, Bob, but are you really going to tell me that God in heaven, right? God's in heaven right now. Say God's in heaven. You're Jesus Christ because you look like Jesus Christ. And there's Gabriel, the archangel. Hey, Gabriel, archangel. Hey, Jesus. Why don't we fuck with the monkeys on this planet and say, let's change the word to the song Paint It Black to I saw it paint it black to black. Let's just fuck with people. Are you really going to tell me that God has more serious things to deal with to make changes to songs? So that's what I'm saying. So you're going to tell me that spiritual is more in line in this than time travel. I'm like, you can't do both. You can't.
Well, it's you and I. Here's how I look at it. You and me, one of our favorite all-time movies when we're kids growing up. It's cute. However, it is significant. And if you're a flat earther, you got to watch this movie because it shows a flat earth. The way it's supposed to be in context. Time Bandits, Eric. Remember Time Bandits? You remember the end of Time Bandits? When all that shit happened at the end, he shows up God shows up at the end, and he takes you guys did exactly what I wanted you to do, and he rolls up the time map. Remember that map they had, the time map? He knew it. He allowed it to happen. I knew you guys did all this. That's why I allowed it to happen. But he was the same dick. He allows things. The thing about religion is take religion and move it way over here because what it is, if there's a God don't have hands. We do. So if there was anything to change anything like the Mandela, whatever you guys want to call anything and everything, God would have to do it. Now, it doesn't mean somebody's special. It just means that whatever happened in the past fucking changed because he allowed it to happen. So men we're just pawns in a big ass chess game against the fucking dark side and the good side. He's just playing fucking chess, man, and you're just a product of it. So he don't have hands, we do. So if he wants something to happen, the revelations or fucking whatever is the fucking we have to do it. He puts or he has us do it. He don't do anything. He's a judge. He just watches you do it. Or he manipulates you in a way where he gives you a gift to do something, or he puts a shopping cart in a way where you have to stop here and walk around it here. Now, I'm not a proponent of free will. I don't think there's no such thing. I think we're all fucking puppets in the end by something else. To get something done, we're puppets being used. Now, the other side of the story is, no, we got free will. I'm like, go for it. Have a great time. Have a great time with free will. I'll move about my direction as I'm a puppet for something else, and you be a puppet that you think you're free, whatever. You can do whatever you want. But inevitably, something's going to happen at the end. Hopefully the good guy wins. And again, people try to put this idea down, but men have to put the idea there first before you even debate it. Yeah. Men put it. Again, that's why atheists are so like, we're in charge. There is no God. Well, he'll let you think that. I mean, and you need to think that, or you won't do anything. Like, you ever meet a religious person, Eric? They don't do anything. They become squatters. Here's an anthropological fact. If you look at a monotheistic, you look at a Christian society over a pagan society. Christian societies have bland square boxes. Everything's flat, square. Nothing's really eye-popping. You go to a pagan organization, you've got huge temples, monstrous statues. Everything is Victorian. Everything is beautiful. Everything, because they have a pantheon of different gods, and everything's beautiful. Monotheism creates square boxes. Everything's bland. They don't need to do anything. God's taking care of it, so they don't do anything. You go over to paganism. Everybody has to work. Everyone's working for this. They're working for that. They're building the blocks. They're having to pray to the God. They're having to work even harder for it because they're not getting anything back. Christians, it's a square box and a bench. We don't need to worry about anything. God's doing it.
If you're going to do a show about paranormal and all that, you just have to be open-minded to everything. So, guys, that was the morning coffee diet, little fast talk. It's not the whole show's not on it. This is just to get it to one of my most favorite segments of this show. Is called Is it Mandela Effect or mental illness? So today I'm gonna play a video from Hazel Fiver.
Love his stuff.
Hazel Fiver. He has a good channel. He has a good channel, and he does a lot of he has a lot of residue basically on his channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play his video, and when I play his video, I want people to go to my community bar and hurry up and put in your vote, because today we're going to talk about the movie The Warriors. Okay, there's a famous saying in the movie. All right. And I wrote down 4 of the sayings that what it could be, okay? Now, the first saying could be, warriors, come out to play. Or, warriors, come out and play. Warriors, come out to die. Warriors, come out and die. Or, if you never watched the movie, put it in there. You never watched it. If you don't have any memory of it, then it's already mental illness for you, because you don't remember this. I remember this movie because this is one of those movies that we had one of those old record CDs.
Laser discs.
We owned the movie The Warriors, where you had to flip it upside down. We watched this movie a lot.
Yeah.
And before I'll tell you what I think what was said, and there's no right or wrong answer for anybody. So if anybody gets jumped in the chat for saying you're crazy for thinking this, I'm going to kick your ass out. This is for fun. We're having fun here. I don't need anybody to bash anybody what they think they said, or if you don't even believe Mandela Effect. This is all for fun, people. Yeah. So I am kick people out.
I talk a lot of shit, and I've got good friends that don't claim any stupid effect. And they take what I say, they put a big-ass ball of paper, and they throw it away. But I'm still a good person. They're still good friends. You could take it, throw it away. If it don't apply to you, that's awesome. Or you can listen to it and scratch your head and say, I don't know, maybe. Or you could say, hey, I think I do remember that. But it's only a memory, so memories are fallible. So we always play this game, disclaimer.
Yes. And if anybody wants to see this video from his website, I'm posting it right here. This is Hazel's website, his YouTube channel. Here we go.
I remember that song.
Now I'm gonna pause it right there because I put this on my other channel to see what was copyrighted or not, and there is some copyrights on it. So I want to make sure I don't play the words where they'll actually take the video down off the website. They have it on his, but there's 2 copyrights on this according to YouTube. If I play this part, but now Twisted Sister does have an album, and actually, Hazel's got 2 different videos right after each other about this topic. So go to his channel and check out those videos because he's got some great word of residue. Now, there's an album called Twisted Sister. They even named the album after the quote, and in their minds, the quote is "Come out and play." Now, if you ask me, like out of nowhere, Eric, what was that famous line? I would tell you, I remember "Come out and play." Yeah. Now, if you listen to the clip, they actually say "Come out to play." You know, so Bob, what for you?
I remember "Come out and play." I remember "Come out and play." But you know, to be the asshole, I'm not. I remember clearly "Come out and play," but I also love the song from Twisted Sister. See, I'm just saying it, guys. So you the debaters out there can say, well, yeah, it's from this. If you're a big fan of Twisted Sisters, you heard and you'd be correct because that word would be in your head. So if you're rocking that song the whole time, you're going to say "Come out and play." I remember the I'm just telling you from my own fucked up memory that I do remember "Come out and play." My mind wants to put it there. Okay, let's put it this way. Maybe it's because of the song. Maybe it's not because of the song. But my mind does want to put it out as "Come out and play." Doesn't mean I'm right. So because we have a mixed audience, we always want to put a disclaimer out there for people. But to me, it was "Come out and play." I'm a decoder. I just like that it says 2. I think of it as the number 2. So I think that's why it switched to a 2. I look at the codes. If there is a code.
Well, let's see. Let me pull up to see what the votes are on this. Let me see here. Let me pull this up. Now, so far, 25 people voted. So, 25. So we got some numbers. 20% of the people remember "Come out to play," which is the line that's in the movie now.
Yep.
And then 56% of people remember "Come out and play." 4% remembers "Come out and die," which the word "die" was never in there. But I put it in this just on purpose, just to see what
controls
it said. And one person did vote for "Come out and die," which is kind of cool. And the people said they never seen it. If you never seen it, then dude, it's mental illness for you. So it is kind of cool. It's kind of fun that more people do remember and play. Like you said, Bob. Now the Twisted Sister thing is a good angle in for the word "and," but also, but on the other side, not everybody listened to Twisted Sister. Not a lot of people cared. So some people might remember and play. It never remember Twisted Sister because they never liked Twisted Sister. I mean, Twisted Sister was. I call them a cute band. I always consider them like the band for, I don't know, for your sisters.
I like them. I love them.
But to give credit to Twisted Sister, they were there longer than most metal bands. They were trying to make it in the business since '78, and it took them a long time, longer than most bands, just because, no offense to the lead singer, great guy, but he didn't have the David E. Roth look, so they never really got signed fast. I guarantee if Twisted's sister, if the lead singer Steve Snyder looked like a David Lee Roth type of
Yeah.
man and stuff, they probably would have got signed a lot sooner. I'm just being
I
honest.
don't know, dude. He's ugly as fuck. Now, D. Snyder is ugly. He's like the music's good, but at the time, all the guys look like women. They look pretty, and they're coming out like almost GQ looking with their music. And you got D. Snyder, this big ass honker jumping around, and no one's like, I don't like this guy. He's too ugly. Even though the music's good, he's too ugly. So he went out and took the piss. Now, I like him because he took the piss out of heavy metal, the hair bands. Eric's a hair band. I'm not a glam band guy. He took the piss out of by putting on makeup so obnoxious, so over the top with the makeup that I saw him as almost mocking the hairband thing by putting on, and then he became famous there. Then the band when they put on the wigs and the makeup, they became big. It's sad that they would have to do that.
I know.
But it's a joke that he'd have to do that to be famous. But again, it's a joke.
Is Hazel? Hazel, are you still here? Are you still watching? Because I'm going to put all your data into the Whopper. So I want to see if Hazel's still here. Hazel, can you do a shout out, do a hand or something, let us know you're here? Because we're about to put all your information into the Whopper machine.
Yeah, and we didn't insult you, man. I'm with you. It's an and for me. Warriors come out and play. That's how I remember it. It's in my head. That's how I think the song picked it up. They picked it up because of that. But I think it's cool that they use the number 2. 2.
Oh, here he is. All right, Hazel. We're gonna put your information in the wonderful damn Whopper machine. And now, guys, if you're new to the channel, the Whopper machine is a machine that they stole from War Games, which War Games is based on a true story. They just didn't want to tell you that. So they stole the Whopper machine, and they use it now for the Mandela Effect. So they put the information in. The Mandela Effect takes the human element out and tries to find, is it a Mandela Effect or is it a mental illness? So it takes all the data around the world and it gives us a final answer. So Hazel, you never have to ask another person in your life, is this a Mandela Effect or is it a mental illness? Okay, here we go. Let's put the machine in.
Chess.
All right, here we go. Yes, it is a Mandela.
Got it.
Hazel Fiver, you got yourself a certificate saying all the hard work that you did, that you found some real residue. Now, if you want me to email this to you, let me put my email address in here so you can email me, and I'll make sure that I get this. I'll get this to you. Now, like Bob said, you might not want to put this on your wall because people might think
you'll be drawn out and quartered and then burned at the stake. I would hide it.
But you do got a residue certificate for the Warriors come out and play, because the Whopper says most people remember it this way. There's a lot of articles written this way, so his counts.
Yeah. He got one. There you go.
Right. He says awesome.
Hide it or burn it.
He did earn it. And thanks to the Whopper machine that's being good, instead of using the Whopper machine for evil to start wars, it's being used to take the human elements out to let you really know if you got a true residue. And he did.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Wants to say congrats. Don't need a computer to tell me. Don't need a computer to tell me what's real or not. Well, some people do. Some people do. Some people do.
Yeah.
So, and it's signed, and it is signed by Pennybags, Uncle Rick himself. Pennybags is the guy who runs the Center for Theory of Change. So very awesome. I like
Very
that.
good.
All right.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very
Good.
good.
If you want to frame that, babe, you want to frame that on your wall, you can frame it. Like I said, he's not responsible if people put you in a white jacket.
Yeah, we're not responsible. We get taken away for mental illness and locked away. I myself, I admit it. So they've stopped trying to lock me up a long time ago. I'm allowed to be free now.
Well, Tony, if you got a small little video you want to send to me that you think will be a Mandela effect, send me a video.
Yeah, or anything. Or dude, doesn't have to be. Remember, we talk about it doesn't have to be that. You can have whatever thing you have is 100%. We know you. We trust you. You're a good guy. Whatever you send, we'll put in. We know it's going to be tasteful. It'll be funny at the same time. So you're good to go. Yeah. Again, people, we have an all mixed audience. That's why we use science before first. We debunk first. Then what's left over, it leaves you scratching your head, and that's what we want you to do. That's it.
Yeah, here we go. Look, see, I need a certificate. I'm working on getting my residue. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Just work on it, and you might get one. But beyond that, like I said, about you said it yourself. I do remember the saying, "Come out and play." But I could see where the cartoon. Hazel's got a great second video of. I don't know. I don't think it's Family Guy. Was it Family Guy? He has a great residue in his second video of this with the cartoon saying "Come out and play." So, if I said even the cartoon, if you don't never remember, you saw the cartoon, and that could plant it. But like I said, he has enough residue, enough articles. But we're gonna go into our next segment. Okay, our next segment is what the fuck news. Why? Oh, there it is.
Welcome to What the Fuck News.
All right. Usually with the What the Fuck News, usually how it works here, guys, is Bob usually has a story, and usually I'll have a story, and usually I kind of do my story first because everybody likes Bob's the most, which I fully understand. So we say Bob last because his is the best. His is the best. So mine is I went to look up crazy story, not crazy stories, but real stories that are real articles. Okay. Now this one's called Alien Abductions Are Super Violent and Sexual.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to be my story. Okay. So here it is. Now, if somebody wants me to post this in the chat, I will. I always post my stuff, so anybody here
see this.
Here we go. So this is where I got it from. Like I said, this could be a real site, could be a fake site. I don't know, but it's a story. So here we go. These days, when you think about fearing aliens, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz may come to mind. I didn't know that, Bob. If you fear aliens, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz might come in mind. That's interesting.
Weird.
That's weird. Sure. While we humans have plenty on our plates down here on Earth, there are some among us more concerned with more otherworldly threats than ISIS and global warming. So basically, some people don't care about global warming or ISIS. So, they think of other things. Ever since humans first looked up at the sky and wondered if we really are alone, there have been stories of aliens flying down from their home galaxies and strange aircraft to meet us. Maybe that's what I'm trying to find out. I'm ready to have a conversation with one of them. Now, some people insist they've seen UFO and aliens speaking, a species walking around. Others have some truly disturbing stories to share about alien encounters. They have been kidnapped or forcefully scrutinized. You really don't believe they're crazy aliens abduction stories. They're surprisingly quite sexual, violent, and sad.
Oh,
okay. So I'm undecided about aliens. Statistically, it seems unlikely that humans beings are the only living creatures in the universe. There very well may be intelligent creatures out there somewhere. Okay. Well, here's one. This is called the Hill abduction. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. In one of the most famous and earliest American stories of alien abduction, you'll find it all a little sex, violence, and mystery. Sex, violence, and mystery. That's interesting. Betty and Barney Hill. Okay.
Ooh.
Betty and Barney Hill, a married couple living in New Hampshire in 1961, claimed they encountered over a dozen ETs while driving home from Niagara Falls the night of September 19th. Okay, this happened on September 19th. They spotted a strange object in the sky and followed their car down the highway. Scared, Barney sped up until the couple heard a beeping sound and blacked out. They heard identical beeping sound and woke. Now, 35 miles south of the locations where they first had spotted the UFO. They had no idea how they ended up so far from where they have started. Now, I'm brought up this story because there's almost a similar story with this within the triangle top.
Yeah.
We get to it. Betty sought out a psychiatrist and placed them both under hypnosis. Woo! While in trance, Betty recalling seeing the aliens, about 11 or 12 of them, humanoid with cat-like eyes and long slits for mouths. Ooh. They allegedly dragged her and her husband onto the ship where she said they inserted a needle into the stomach, which they told her was a pregnancy test. Wow. Pregnancy test. Then they extract sperm from Barney, spoke briefly to the couple, and returned them to their car. So apparently they stuck a thing in her to see if she's pregnant or not, and for him, they took sperm out of him. Now, Bob, you had a story where you thought that maybe you were abducted or tested because you have a mark on your arm.
Yeah.
Now, with that mark on your arm, by any chance, did you ever feel like sperm was missing from you?
Yeah, I did. I felt like I was ejaculated. I was stimulated. I think what the ass probing is, it works the prostate, and then they can jerk you off into a jar or something. I'm not sure if the aliens come around, they make it rain up in there and how they do that shit, but or they try to catch it in cups. I don't know how that works because I was unconscious. I don't know how that worked, so I don't know. Yeah, definitely feel like I was.
He asked too. Did they sperm from Bob? That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah. I think I was milked. They call it. I was definitely milked. There's probably a couple of me running around, little aliens somewhere. I don't know. I'm a damn good-looking man. I'm a good specimen.
Well, half alien. It would be half, right? Because I'm sure they're going to splice you with their DNA, right?
Yeah. Out of all the people on this back of this turtle, I'm a damn good candidate to be jerked off by aliens. I would think I would jerk me off. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read like all 7 stories, but this is a small one. So let's just see this small one here.
I feel like the little alien, my little baby aliens, will probably have a problem with drinking. I'm not sure, or whatever.
This is a Lagasha abductions. In 1976, 4 friends on a fishing trip noticed a bright light over the water.
That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah, they canoed out, flashed their flashlight, thinking it was a distress signal, then blacked out. When they woke at their campsite, none had any idea what had happened. Afterwards, all 4 reported identical nightmares. They saw beings with long heads and necks and insect-like finger probing their bodies for skin and fluid samples. Again, samples. All the men passed lie detector tests and were determined by psychiatrists to be mentally stable. So again, here we go. Second story. They've also have fluids taken from them. Now, what's interesting about this story is now they said there's 4 of them. Okay, 4 friends on a fishing trip, but the men passed the lie detector test. Now, are they saying here that the women took it and they didn't pass it? They didn't put that part in here. So, and here there is a video here. Now, I'm not going to click the video because I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, but I put this story in the chat. So if people want to go check on it on YouTube, this story about these people are in the YouTube thing. So,
Yeah.
So beyond my story, what we learned from my stories is a flashlight. And Bob, I heard you make you made a mark about bright lights. When you made that mark, is it because you saw flashlights during your thing?
No, I was blacked out. I don't know how.
So you're blacked out too.
Yeah.
You remember like missing some time while
I
you're
missed
blacked
a lot of time. There was a lot of time missing.
Well, they must have knocked the shit out of you. They must have really, truly exhausted
They worked me over real good. I think they probably pulled a couple of quarts out of me because I had a little bit to drink, a little bit to smoke, so they probably really worked me well. Yeah. Aliens, I don't know. I'm an attractive man to a lot of other species.
Well, remember, Alexa itself said, Crunchy B said it too. Hey, wasn't that Alexa that said Bob was an alien? Yes. It said an orange alien planet or whatever.
Yeah, and actually what Eric, they probably didn't mention in the article of Betty, you guys do your own research, look it up for yourself, prove that I'm full of shit by doing this one thing. Look up the story of Betty and Barney Hill. You're going to hear in the spacecraft, there was a red-bearded man in the spacecraft with them. They said he was speaking German or some weird or gibberish or whatever, gibberish, but there was a red-bearded man.
I do see some new people in the chat. The Book of Daniel. I'm happy that you're here. I love seeing you here. He wrote, "Yeah, I'm 100% sure Rob has been abducted and molested by E.T. the extra testicles." Hey, Book of Daniel, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go right into Bob. What the fuck story? Now, does anybody have any questions about what kind of feelings Bob had after he had been kind of like alien hand job? I don't know.
I don't know what it was. I just know it was.
Think of your questions for Bob after we check out his video of what the fuck for Bob. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, can you see it on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Let me get rid of this. Let me make this bigger. Is it bigger for you now?
I can see it's a lot bigger for me now, Eric.
All right. It's a lot bigger for you now. Thanks to the aliens and with Bob having DNA, he got a lot bigger. Here we go.
Hello. Welcome to What the Fuck News. We've got a lot of interesting things to talk about. Let's go through the list. Now, number 1, there's a new reality show coming out. It's called Space Hero. Okay. So just like Survivor and all those other wonderful shows, you get to see people train and prepare themselves to go into space. That's right. They're going to go to the space station. So there's going to be a reality show of people training. And you, citizens, get to vote for them to go up to the space station. And you get to vote them out or vote them in. I don't fucking know. But they're going up in a space rocket up there to the flying space station up in the outer spheres. It's kind of interesting. Let's keep going. Not only do you have Space Hero going up, this is all going to happen in 2023. So in basically 3 years, that's why they're preparing the rockets. Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets are getting ready. We're also working with Boeing. Now, Boeing, I don't know. I used to work with Boeing. I used to work at the Museum of Flight. It was an aerospace museum, so I know a lot about these things. I used to teach them. Also, on the side little wink over here, you've got Bronson. Old Bronson back in the day was the #1 guy to have a little fucking spacey ship go up and to the sky. He even sold lots of tickets for about $250,000. And the idea was for you to go up, coast in the upper spheres, and then glide your ass back down. Now, I've seen the inside. In fact, we had a model. You're pretty much fucking strapped in. I wouldn't do it. You might die, but don't worry about it. It's all okay because there's space. I guess. I don't know. Let's keep moving on. It's called Virgin. It's the Virgin space plane. And it's going to be actually the first Virgin space rocket plane went up around the 13th of November in 2018. I don't remember him having anything go up. In fact, I was working at the Museum of Flight. He was pretty much washed out when his fucking island was washed under by fucking waves. But apparently he's back. And he had a big-ass rocky ship go up. All kinds of ships went up. So, of course, here, let's take a good look to continue more. Blue Origin, Blue whatever. You got Virgin, and then you got Blue Origin. They're all fucking crazy. And they're playing around the same time as October is the Blue Moon. It's kind of a coincidence. But here we go. Blue Origin CEO Jeff Bezos, another playboy fucking millionaire having himself a little rocky time. All these fucking billionaires with their little rockets. Well, Jeff Bezos, he's got a shit. It's called the New Shepherd. Oh my God, little shepherd boy. A whole lot of biblical references. A whole lot of references to a lot of things right now. But believe it, it's true. So the New Shepherd has a 6-passenger blah, blah, blah. And then also you've got, again, SpaceX and Boeing with their little rocket planes. It's the Dragon something. Fucking knows. Who cares what it is? I'm tired of reading it. It's a headache. But prepare yourself for a whole lot of Rockies going up, a whole lot of things. And there's going to be, again, back to the thing, the space hero is going to be a reality TV show. So you got to watch The Apprentice, and now you've got Presidente Trumpy, and now you're going to have another reality show with all kinds of people going or training, going into space, and there's all kinds of beautiful CGIs. I don't know what you want to think, but I work for the Aerospace Museum, and this is all bullshit. And every time I read, I think, what the fuck? And that's the What the Fuck Day News. Keep up with all the Rocky Ship shows. I think there's even another show. I think it's Space Force. It's on Netflix. It's kind of silly. The whole concept is silly. These guys are just idiots playing a part. But I don't know. Nothing's real for me. Everything's fake, and that's why I enjoy it. It's a big-ass comic book. So you guys have a wonderful day.
You know what? You know what I've noticed?
What's that?
Right now, if you go to Netflix,
Yeah.
there's a lot of new space shows. Like you said,
Oh,
Space Force. There's another one called Old Ways now, and they put the space shuttle explosion one, the documentary. I mean, it seems like lately they've been putting a lot of space shows. Now explain to us the ship that's called Virgin. There's a ship called Virgin.
Yeah, that's from Richard Branson. Now, Richard Branson had it out around, oh, God, this is before 16. This is 15, 14, whatever. He was the poster boy he was the Elon Musk, the first choice. So he's an international playboy fucker that spent a lot of time on a small island with a weird pedophile. But anyway, forget all about that. Also, he's got another buddy that hangs out with him, which is fucking Hussein Obama. But forget all about that. Anyway, he was the poster boy for it. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they canceled him out. Not to mention his island was washed over and a lot of his equipment was destroyed. Who fucking knows how that wave showed up there? But anyway, I'm sure he's a whatever guy. He was building these things called the Virgin rockets or whatever. And Eric, they look like airplanes. And they're going to be launched up on the rocket. That's the original one. And then all of a sudden it gets released in the whatever upper spheres. And then it floats, Eric. It's not going into space. It floats for a while, and then it glides down with lots of heat and whatever comes down with it. And then they get it's no different than people who get a ticket to go up in the airplane, and that airplane goes up and then drops at a tremendous speed. And so everybody inside spins around. It gives it zero. It's a 0G airplane. People that know about a zero G airplane know that that's how they film all the space stuff. It's filmed in this large airplane that has all the space inner equipment, so it looks like they're in space. It's built inside of a large airplane. It's a big-ass airplane, 0G airplane, and it drops. I mean, it goes way up and then drops fast. G's goes way down. Everybody inside can spin around. There's no gravity for a short time. So that was going on for a long time. So it's basically the same concept. It's the same it's going to go up and it's going to drop for a while. So it's going to drop. So what they're going to experience is good old-fashioned explainable, which you could do in an airplane, 0Gs, Eric. So they could be able to float around in there. But it's a real snuggy fucking tight thing. And I don't see nobody leaving their seats. I've seen the model. We've had it at the Museum of Flight. It's a large model, and I looked extensively inside and outside of this fucking virgin-ass airplane thingy that falls from the sky. And there's no space for anybody to do it. No room and no elbow room at all to do anything. So I don't know how they think they're going to do it. So yeah, Bruce Bronson was the first guy. Or Richard Bronson was the first guy. And then after him, he just all of a sudden lost all contracts. Everybody just strayed away from him. He was like enemy number one. We don't know why. All of a sudden, this fucking dude fell off the radar. Gone. They took anyway contracts. He'd already sold tickets at $250,000 from $200,000 to $250,000, and these people already purchased the tickets. So it's not so much, Eric, as he's going to join the space race. He has to either pay them back all the tickets, or he's going to go ahead and build the rocket. Now you got Jeff Bezos, dude. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, I guess, whatever, and so he is now building a rocket, dude. He's building, I guess it was the New Shepard. Yeah, Jeff Bezos' build is called the New Shepard. Ironically, from Blue Origin. He's building Blue Origin Space Shepard. Weird. And they've been doing that now. Supposedly, this CGI fucking thing has been going up. Now, they can launch rockets up, people. They can launch anything they want up, but it don't mean it's real. And it's supposed to be able to come back down. So they're in the running for it. So it's all these commercial people, all these billionaires building fucking rockets all of a sudden. And then you've got Elon Musk, who's working with Boeing of all people, to build the one that's going to take all the things up to the space station, whatever the fuck it is. So they're the ones contracted by the United States military or the United States industrial complex. So he's getting billions of dollars. Eric, you already know this. Elon's getting billions of dollars from taxpayer. So if you're broke and sitting in your house with no money, just be happy that Elon Musk has billions of dollars of taxpayers' fucking hard-earned money while you sit around doing nothing.
But that's not the real question, Bob. The real question is from her that Fizz wrote the book of Daniel. I tried giving him tips on his eyeliner, but he never listened. So Bob, somebody's trying to give you tips on how to put eyeliner on. Why are you not listening to them? You expect people to listen to you here, but why aren't you listening to your people from the chat on how to put on eyeliner?
That's what I need to work on that. Yes, I used to wear eyeliner because I can't really see, but I only have one good working eye, so it's hard for me to see the other side so I always have one side fucked up and then one side good. So I usually have to have assistance for eyeliner. So you ladies out there are welcome to put eyeliner on me anytime you want.
I do got to know, because there was kind of another question in a way. Is the CIA, are they paying you to say all this?
Yeah, I'm being paid by the CIA. I have to do this to get myself.
My face if the CIA is paying me money right here. It says, Eric, rub your face if the CIA is making you do these videos.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually working for the CIA. I used to work for the CIA. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys the honest to God truth. I'm not going to lie during the apocalypse. I used to work for the United States government. I worked for the government. I have a security clearance. I worked for the United States government in the museum industry, but I worked for the United States government. I worked in Washington, D.C.
We were both in the military, so yes, we both worked for the government. I mean, at one time we did.
I worked for the Smithsonian Institute, so that's why I know a lot of the changes. I've worked for Boeing. I've worked for a lot of different people. Yes, I work for the United States government. Yes, and I do receive a government paycheck.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Not during the apocalypse.
Maybe space is another realm that they don't want us to know about.
You know, they're all trying to get there for some fucking crazy-ass reason, and they're just not going anywhere. This is just another spin. This is a woman in the red dress. So space is a woman in the red dress. The movies are a woman in the red dress. All the rockets you're seeing are all CGI'd, super CGI'd, woman in the red dress.
Yeah.
Anything and everything, but to keep you guys from looking on the ground. If they can keep you guys from keep you looking up, you're not going to look in front of you and what's in front of your face.
Well, Flat Accord Music says, I'm the same, Bob. I have to close one eye when I read or play a video game. See?
There you go. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Did mention Holy Ghost. Okay.
Yeah. These aren't cool. These are medical. These are military medical. I'm like Gordy.
Guys, come on, guys. Bob just talked about how he was milked with the aliens. That makes you hungry for a banana, right?
Yes.
You know, I think the alien DNA by touching him is making him like bananas a lot more than he ever.
This is a code. This means launch. So those people out there that know what they're doing, then this means launch. Go ahead and launch when I eat these. Everything I do is a code.
According to Scott Martin, your Dr. Wu is a double agent. Yeah. Well, it shows now that we're shells or something. So I guess I'm like, hey, I'll be a shell. Somebody please send me a check.
I'm not gonna lie. I work for the United States government. I worked for the United States government. Now I don't. Texas Danny.
Danny must be a shell too because he one time worked for the government himself.
Yes, he did. Texas Danny was in the United States Army.
We're gonna get into the main topic today, Bermuda Triangle, and I know Texas Danny. I know you have to go to work soon, so I don't know if you have a few minutes or not. But if you do, yep, with my adult materials choice, sure am. So Texas Danny, if you do have some time, I would love for you if you could jump on. Just to tell us about some of the changes of the size of the Bermuda Triangle. Because for one thing, when we talked about it yesterday, that we're having a show about it today, some people said that even the size of the Bermuda Triangle has changed. And I don't know about that part. So if you're available, I would love to hear that from you about the change of the triangle. But if you could come on, great. If you can't, we understand. Or write in the chat what some of the changes that you heard about the size of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, write in the chat if you want to.
I'm going to share a screen here. I got two stories up. The first one is, what is the Bermuda Triangle? Okay. Now, so this is a little quick thing, and then I'll put in the 5 famous stories about the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle or Hurricane Alley. Okay.
That's new for me. I've never ever heard that Hurricane Alley ever.
That's the first time myself. I heard of Devil's Triangle, but I've never heard Hurricane Alley. But this is why we're doing this show. It's a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Most reputable sources dismiss the idea that there is a mystery. But beyond that, true or not, I can't tell you if the stories are true or not because, hold on, maybe half an hour or 10 minutes, okay? Shower time, twice a month. No problem. If you come on, can't, dude, hey, we love you, man. We love you. But,
I do mine on Sundays. I shower on Sundays.
Yeah. Shower Sundays. Okay, so I'm not here to tell you everything that's true or not, because if things are true, of course our government's going to cover up the truth. They don't want you to know. So maybe they say that it's not the truth, it's the truth, but sometimes people say this is true, it is not true. So we don't fucking know. But who cares? Bob, this is 5 famous mysterious stories of the Bermuda Triangle. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
So the first one, Mary Celeste, possibly one of the most mysterious stories of shipwrecks. Okay? The ship is a tale of its own. Despite being from adrift in some other location in the Atlantic Ocean, the connection to the Bermuda Triangle have been somehow invoked to answer to the mysterious of its fate. Okay, here we go. Discovered the 4th December 1972, and everything right into place except for the entire crew. The ship was found stranded on the sea days, and it started its journey from New York to Genoa, Italy. There were 7 crew members along with the captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, and their 2-year-old daughter aboard the vessel that was loaded on a raw, alcohol. But days after, when passing British ship called Dia Graditi found Mary Celeste under partial sails in Atlantic, off the Azores Islands. The ship was unmanned with no crew aboard, and the lifeboat was also missing. It was also found that 9 of the barrels of the cargo were empty, and there was a sword on the deck. No trace of the people aboard the vessel or the missing lifeboat was ever found.
Yeah.
Studies of the ship clearly ruled out the possibility of a pirate attack, since everything on the ship, including the barrels of alcohol it was transporting and valuable belongings of the crew, were intact. Theories surrounding mystery of the chance. Include the chance of criminal conspiracy, alien abduction, and even attacked by a giant squid. Ooh, a giant squid.
The Kraken.
Possibility of a natural disaster was also on the list. Many suggest the role of undersea earthquake behind the accident, while few propose an accidental mooring of the vessel in the Bermuda Triangle. However, as much of these speculations seems reasonable, they clearly don't fit. After all, they were a perfectly skilled crew on a good weather day and entirely uncompromised, abandon it, and then never surface again. Now, what's interesting is they're mentioning it that this story could have happened, earthquake or whatever, but they said in the early of the story that everything was intact, right? The barrels were there, everything was there, nothing was stolen, so it looked like no pirates were on the ship. And if that's the case, well, then how can you have an earthquake underneath if nothing looked like it was even attacked by a pirate? Because if you think that an earthquake happened, right, shouldn't there have been damaged?
Well, number one, it's in the water, so there wouldn't be any rocking and rolling going on. But I've been on a ship. I've been on tall ships. Everything's tied down, dude. So the cargo is tied. Everything's tied down for sea. Nothing is moving and smashing into the bulkheads down below. So everything's tied securely.
Okay,
so
that's fair.
So if hypothetically guys, everybody knows I debunk first and then we go into the head scratcher. So work with me on this one. There is and been proven that there are pockets of gas underneath. Again, everyone's like, well, no, it's pockets of gas underneath the ocean, theoretically, that can come up and fuck with the buoyancy of the ship. As the pockets of gas come up, it loses its buoyancy, and literally the ship will drop into a hole in the water. It will lose its viscosity, if you know science, and it will drop into the water for a very short period of time where the water cascades back over it. And then because it's trapped with air still, and it can happen so fast, it pops right back up. This is the theory. Throw it away if you want to. Throws the ship right back up. So everybody that was not tied down, if you were not tied down, which are humans, you'd be swept into the depths underneath the ocean. as the theory goes. And they have done this experiment before, and it was effective. So are they saying, and there are volcanic fissures in the and underneath that surface where there's two plates meeting up and all that fun science stuff, that it could be plausible for that to be true. Now, eliminating that, there's also hurricanes, there's lots of storms, there is a crossed rift. There's a rift, Eric, that goes from the north. By my time, it came from the North Pole, which was a cold current of water that met the hot current of water, which causes underwater like freeway to go. It's an underwater like freeway, and it is strong, where cold and hot meet. And then and again, it can be up above, and it can catch that current and be caught in that drift current out, and even flip it over. Also, you have those rogue waves. It's been known for rogue waves out there. Rogue waves and torrential. I've been on a ship. I've been on with rogue waves. I've seen a rogue wave. They exist. I've seen torrential fucking downpour rains for no reason. They exist. I've experienced it. There's all these factors, but it doesn't explain things like there would be seaweed. There'd be some resin. There'd be something on the ship that shows it was in the water. Doesn't show that. Either the sun dried it out. We don't know. We weren't there on the ship. There are reasons why these things can be disappeared in there. However, it's the fact that they keep saying that they spot, Eric, like these unidentified objects in the sky. Now, what the fuck? Now, Christopher Columbus recorded it in his log that he saw a flickering, what looked like a flickering candle that was bouncing up in the atmosphere. Now, they ruled it out as some sort of meteor or something else that had flown, you know.
One myth of that story, too, is the direction of where Christopher Columbus saw it was towards land. And they were saying that it could have been Indian celebration or something that had like a thing that floated in the air.
Yeah.
You know,
they could make, I guess they could make one of those Chinese lanterns. I guess it was supposed to look like a Chinese lantern. And to flip that coin around, there's a lot of people that I've talked to physically, guys, that have talked about seeing UFOs, unidentified flying objects, who also described what to me was a Chinese lantern. But they'd followed it for a long time and kept it on there. And the duration of time where it would have burned out, obviously, it had been there too long. So it was like, unless this thing had some unlimited fucking food fuel source, to me, it sounded more like a UFO. So that's also plausible. Yeah. So there's something going on there.
Matt Pittman wrote, isn't Cuba in the triangle? Is that how it grew in size?
Right. Yeah. The whole area to me is completely different. The triangle was much more south. It was more south, way more south, southeast.
He wrote, my ex-wife grandmother lived on the coast in Puerto Rico, and there were so many stories of UFOs coming in and out of the ocean.
I've heard that. That's why I said UFO correct. Juan Torres. There has been more sightings in Puerto Rico than probably any place on the fucking planet. And it's ironic that would be coming out of that area. Also, why the hell did the United States purchase so many islands out in that area? It's unusual that the United States government purchased a lot of property out in those islands, out in that area. Yes, that's true. Of course, we also have Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States in a way. Americans wanted it. Why did the United States government want Puerto Rico so bad? It wasn't the fact that Puerto Ricans wanted to be Americans. It was the Americans that wanted Puerto Rico. Let's switch that coin around.
Or for the kids, probably.
Yeah. So there was a lot of purchasing of land unusually in around that area, including we talk about Cuba even has an American base in Cuba. It's because of the missile crisis, or it wasn't because of the missile crisis that was all made up. It was because they wanted to observe that area. You understand? And why is there so many Coast Guards? Because of the drug trafficking. How appropriate is that? How perfectly convenient is that? Why is there so many military vessels in that area? Why have they bought so much land in that area? It is unusual. But this one is completely different from me. That's so different, dude.
This is the size. It's supposed the triangle, what? Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. And then there are those little islands right there, like you're talking about.
Yeah. We pretty much have bases all over there, all over that area. And again, Bermuda for me was much, much, much more south. And Florida had Florida looked more like a lamb chop, like somebody has sideburns. It looked more like a squared off sideburns to me. I misremember, so disregard what I say. I'm insane anyway. But yeah, Bermuda was much more south. The triangle was much, much smaller. And Puerto Rico wasn't there. All those other islands were spread much more out and much larger plain, a much larger plain from what I remember. Again, I do have a memory problem, so debunk me first, my number one. But that's how I remember it. I don't remember it being that big and that fat. That's a big ass area. But that's not to take away what's here is here. And within this area, regardless of how you remember it, this is the Bermuda Triangle, and this is where all these mysterious things are. And regardless of what I say about the triangle size, there are still American bases, even more than I remember. Purchased around.
You remember one of the famous stories about Bermuda Triangle, about the 5 military planes?
Yeah.
1945 that disappeared?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I never realized, I don't know why, maybe I should have realized this, but do you remember the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yes.
When they go out in the desert and there's 5 planes. I never realized that the 5 planes you were talking about in that movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, were the 5 planes of the famous story in 1945 that went missing.
Yeah. It was a Close Encounter of the Fourth Kind, which was produced by Steven Spielberg, which they think was hired by the government to go ahead and make that movie to give everybody a truth drop of them communicating with. They believe that, and was it Devil's Mountain? Is it called Devil's Mountain? The Devil's big ass.
Yeah, that in Utah. The
Devil's Mountain. I like to call it the Earth's umbilical cord. But yeah, they believe that the devil, or as people claim, it's a large prehistoric tree that died out a long time ago. We don't want to know. We don't know. We'll do a whole show on that one. That actually took place in the sometime like in the 70s or whatever. That actually took place.
I'll show you the picture of that.
Yeah, Devil's Mountain.
Devil's Tower.
They claim it's a tree. Like it's a tree.
Yeah. They call it Devil's Tower.
Yeah. It looks like that's where the Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind was. Yeah, on top of that, and that's where the planes you talked about, the five planes.
Yeah. Yeah, because the story goes that 5 military planes, they just disappeared. They never found evidence of planes in the water. Apparently there wasn't like no bad storms. Now the only thing, what is it? The main plane went forward. I don't know.
Pull it up. We'll take a look at it. We'll pull it up because a lot of people probably know about it.
Well, it's here. The situation became even weirder in 1945 when 5 Navy bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale for maneuvers and got hopelessly lost.
Yeah.
All 5 planes ran low on fuel and ditched in the sea. The same day in rescue, an entire crew disappeared. A massive search failed to turn up any evidence. The official Navy report actually declared that it was all they have flown to Mars. Now, the official Navy report actually declared that as if they have all flown to Mars. That's kind of interesting.
I don't remember them ever saying that.
I know. To use that kind of language, as expressed by Alice when visiting Wonderland, I don't know. So
Yeah, they actually, this is another weird thing for me. I remember clearly the whole story, and I remember they sent out some ships, obviously a search team to go look for them, and they did send out some ships. But now they actually also sent out, Eric, these are planes, but these are floatable planes. These are new. I can't remember. I've never heard of the airplane that went out. It's one of the
I got pictures of the planes here.
Okay, good. Yeah. I've never seen this plane before. I worked at an aerospace museum. I've never heard. Now here's these guys look a little fucking different. Now I guess there's 2 to 3 guys in each plane now. It used to be like 1 guy in a plane. There's 2 guys a plane. Now there's 3 guys. The number that is increased for me that's missing. I don't know if you guys remember. I misremember all the time, so I'm probably wrong. In fact, I'm probably 99.9% wrong. I remember checkmating the Queen, so obviously I'm fucked. Don't listen to me. But I don't remember so many people being lost. And I don't remember 2 to 3 people in each plane. If you look at the volume of people, Eric, 5 planes. There's 5 planes. Now look at all the people missing. Now you got to find the one where how many people went missing? What's the new number?
The mysterious disappearance of Flight 19.
19 AI. 19 AI. Okay, go ahead.
Look back at the most mysterious.
5 planes, guys. 5 planes. 5. Look at all the fucking people that went missing with 5 planes.
December 5th, 1945. Like I said, they took off. It was known as Flight 19. I don't want to read the whole thing. My voice is going out, but we're trying to see anything. Each Avenger recruit, most of them logged around 300 hours. So they're trying to say these people were experienced. They weren't like brand new, flyers. Yeah. Even if they're brand new ones, 1 or 2 crash maybe, but it was all 5 that was gone. Yeah. It was unclear. I'm trying to see.
How many total? How many people total?
God, I even go to these fucking sites and everything pops up.
Yeah. How many people total? I can't remember the number.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Oh, the remains of the mariners, 13 crewmen were never recovered. 13
crewmen were never recovered. 13 crewmen were never recovered.
13.
There's the beautiful 13 in there again. I call that the source code or whatever the fuck it is. When I hear a 13, I always smell fucking bullshit. 16? Okay, you remember 16? No.
Nobody's doing math here. If 19 27
or 19 ago with 27 or 33.
According to the article, it says 13 crewmen were never recovered. This is from this news story.
I think the 13 crewmen that were never recovered was from the search plane.
Department number 2, 13. Maybe Comic-Con is one of those missing pilots that just showed up.
No, guys, when I say 13, I'm not just saying, I'm reading it off the literature. So for those of you that debunk, and I love you guys in the sidebar, that's why I love our way we have a mixed group in our sidebar. For those of you who debunk, understand that I'm only reading the 13s off the literature. They put it out, I say it and laugh at it. It doesn't mean anything significant other than what the fuck do you keep using the same number all the time?
He wrote here, at the first light the next day, the Navy dispatched more than 300 boats and aircraft to look for the Flight 19. The search spent 5 days coming through all of it, and there was like no evidence, no nothing, no oils, no debris.
Well,
it is a big fucking ocean. I understand that it would be kind of hard, but it's weird that 13 people disappeared and never was seen again.
More than 13. I'm gonna look at my notes.
Real close encounters of third kind. Families, despite the Flight 19, that's what I just said. That that movie used them.
Yeah, I'm gonna write. Where's my paper at? I'm gonna look this up. I gotta look this up.
Oh, what is this bottom part here? Flight 19 and a doomed rescue plane may lurk somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, but while the search continues to this day, no definite signs of the 6 aircraft or their 27 crewmen have
27. That's what it was. 27 crewmen. So there's 5 planes at 27 crewmen. So is that what it says? It's funny because all the literature is fucking different, man. Every time I read something, it's different. It's like when
I know.
It's like when you look up how many people have the cornholio, and all of a sudden, any number you put in for the cornholio, there's a number for it. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I'm looking at I got Flight 19, the S planes, 14 crew. Okay. Rescue. Oh, the rescue plane was 13. Yeah. 5 planes, 14 crew. And then the rescue plane had 13, obviously. So I'm just, the numbers aren't, it's weird to me. It's not that we're going off subject with the Bermuda Triangle because the numbers don't, it's like they're deliberately giving you misinformation. I don't understand. I'm confused. Well, but there's other ships that also had been missing there too, I guess.
All through there is the famous I don't know the name of the story, but there's a guy who flew that a black cloud just appeared.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Into it, and where he thought he got through it, but he was in it again. But what happened was when he finally got out of the cloud, he ended up being 47 minutes in the future, where it was documented when he took off. It was flying from. I'll try to find the story, Bob. If you know the story, let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, I can. You look up the specifics, but I do know he was a single pilot. He was a single pilot. He was in communication with the tower, and he was calling the tower in Florida. And it was a beautiful day. And then he said it was one black ominous cloud. He figured he'd just go right through the cloud instead of having to go above it. Figured he'd just go right through it. He said it got pitch black. He couldn't see a damn thing. All of a sudden, his instruments, his entire plane was surrounded with a yellow mist. It was fucking with all his electronics. It was like something with a yellow mist that got in the plane, and all around the plane it was glowing. And it was fucking with all his instruments. So he was flying blind, but he still had the tower. And he was like, okay, where am I at? What's going on? I don't know if my pitch, my roll. I don't know where I'm fucking. I don't know. My instruments are spinning. There's no true north. There's no north. There's no magnetic north. There's no gyro north. There's no nothing. You guys know what I'm talking about with planes. So it went clear. Then he went to a second cloud that went into a tunnel. And he said the tunnel was shooting lights all around, like goddamn sound like some kind of wormhole. When he finally got through the wormhole, the black cloud wormhole, he was about an hour ahead of schedule. He was already over land when he was hundreds of miles away, and he was already it was somehow transported.
Sorry.
In this weird ass wormhole, and this is where all the UFOs are, the unidentified. I don't even like the word UFO. The unidentified objects, flying objects, they come in and come out of. Some people call it. If those of you that are proponents of this is a matrix, they say that's a glitch area. That seems to be a glitch area, like a mistake or a glitch area. Other people are proponents of it's an interdimensional door. Which is, I'm more of an interdimensional or inner reality thing where people could go through, or objects go through and in and out of realities. I think there's unidentified objects coming in and out of that reality. And I think that all the American bases that are all mysteriously in this place, fucking all purchased around that area of the triangle, are all up there with their monitors watching whatever comes in and comes out. But now we seem to see, Eric, right now, currently, we've got back-to-back hurricanes in that area. In that area, you've got multiple hurricanes coming, slamming the Gulf, slamming Florida, slamming the East Coast, and they keep getting formed, Eric, around the fucking ironically, use your discernment, around the Bermuda, this version of the Bermuda Triangle. They seem to be forming in that area. That's why they call it Hurricane Alley now. Conveniently call it Hurricane Alley. It seems to be a hurricane maker. It's just as weird as how Hurricane Aaron was formed out of the current Bermuda Triangle, and it supposedly was sitting on the coast of when the Twin Apples blew up. Love them apples. When the Twin Apples went up.
That's what it's called. Magnetic electric time displacement.
Ah.
Yes. Because I was watching the documentary last night about the magnetic electric time displacement, because we drew the cloud, there was electrical current in there, and man, I didn't write down the name of that plane that went in the future 47 minutes.
Yeah, oh shit, we'll find. It's easy to find. People can find it. Magnetic electric time displacement.
This is just weird that it's a lot of military stuff is what goes missing.
Really? Well, because there's a lot of military vehicle or a lot of military ships there.
You know, the USS Cyclops, and then like if you scroll down, the mystery of the Marine Sophia Queen. I mean,
they purchased all that air. They purchased all them bases around the triangle. So they're literally in there with instruments. They're in there with instruments trying to play with shit. Now if you believe it, people, remember. Here's
theories. These are theories. Here we go. Number one theory. This goes with theories here. Let's everybody hear it. Theory number one: Devil's Triangle. This is the most used, word for the triangle. It is believed that all life lost, and that is in thousands mind you. My voice is going. Have you been an offering to Satan? Wow. It is connected many times that all those people have been sucked in by Satan to the demonic alley of hell, dragged deep into the fiery pits of hell. There certainly does leave many chances of any survivors. So Devil's Triangle is taking you to hell. But Bob, here's alien base. Here we go. Theory 2. Some sci-fi expert says Bermuda Triangle is actually an ET base. People have shared accounts of strange lights, which we read earlier, suddenly appeared in the sky, blinking like some secret signal of the disappearance. And suddenly, sometimes, strange noise, a companion that said aliens' lights that were quite little, unintelligent words, and spooky chants. The noises were actually sounds that could unhing even the best of mind. Well, I mean, first of all, what sounds? I mean, if you're not used to being in the ocean that often, there's sounds that are different from the ocean versus on land. So I don't know if you could really base aliens versus sound, but the lights you can. But now magnet field, there's the electricity thing here, where compass and all electronic devices are said to go haywire here. Many planes and sea ships have disappeared in the air due to the phenomenon. No such technology has been deployed yet, which can defy this weird occurrence once exposed its particular magnetic field. Just so you know, you can determine theory of Bermuda Triangle right when the compass starts going berserk suddenly. I mean, there's even stories that the lost city of Atlantis is there.
Yeah, that's one of the theories. The lost city of Atlantis was sunk.
Is this the time travel tunnel? Is this the one? Time travel tunnel. Number 4 on our list is Bermuda Triangle theories is time traveling one. People claim to have experienced electronic fog in the triangle, which caused travelers to experience time lapse, sometimes resulting in loss of track during the tumbling. Most publicized of such accounts is by one Mr. Bruce Jernan. This is the one. He claimed that he lost 28 minutes while flying over Bermuda Triangle and re-emerged on Miami Beach 100 miles farther than his source. He said that all traveling took hardly a few seconds, whatever. Also, he didn't notice the landscapes and atmosphere change. Even the people at the base station back the occurrence on that plane went off radar, only to reemerge in Miami with seconds. So that's the story. That's the one where it was backed up by the people at the tower saying, yeah, he disappeared off where he's supposed to be at, and somehow he ended further. Now,
more than one. Yeah. There was like all kinds of theories, like there was some kind of unusual air pocket that had picked him up and excelled him past a certain speed to make him there faster. But the dude would have felt the knots, man. You could feel it when you go fast, right? When you're in a car and you accelerate, you're laying back in the seat. That's off the table. I don't know. That's unusual. And again, it goes back to Puerto Rico with one of the highest UFO reports on the back of the turtle is in Puerto Rico and all them islands.
Apparently, there is something that they try to bring out to debunk that. Now, I don't know if they had this kind of technology when this happened, but they're trying to say during that same time when he went 28 minutes to the future or when everything went haywire, on the sun itself, they had one of those explosions on the sun that caused an electrical current that went to Earth that caused him to have those issues. But they didn't have that technology about the sun with the explosion during that time. I mean,
yeah, right. They didn't have a monitor for sun flares.
They used that technology theory in the movie 2012. Remember?
Yeah.
Or 2012, where they said that the sun had an explosion and was causing things to melt, to change, where the Earth is.
It was sitting like radiation through the Earth, like it's like microwaving the Earth.
The movie, The Final Countdown, the fleet of ships end up days before Pearl Harbor attacked, like 35 years earlier. Oh yeah, the movie, The Final Countdown. Yeah,
I remember The Final Countdown. Also, they were doing a project called the Montauk Project, where they were trying to build a cloak or a camouflage. It was a type of camouflage, and when it was a high volts of I wouldn't say electricity, but it was a certain frequency that they were broadcasting throughout the ship, the Montauk Project, and supposedly sailors that were standing against the bulkheads after that they flipped off the machine. They were inside of the bulkheads. They were inside of metal, so they were like stuck inside of machines. A lot of people lost their lives. They were burned. They were all kinds of crazy shit when they were they're working on a type of camouflage that once they set a certain frequency through the ship, Eric, it causes waves, like external waves. So visually, it would just cloak into the background like a mirror, like it creates like an artificial wave mirror.
Bob, what do you think of what they're saying here at the end? They're saying the Bermuda Triangle mystery solved. Now they're trying to say why things were happening there. It is now claimed and lauded that the mystery of Bermuda Triangle is panned out by National Geographic. It claims that Bermuda Triangle is the only place after North Pole where the magnetic field is such that all compasses point towards true north instead of magnetic north. Such defection is navigation can be deadly, if not adjusted for. It has led astray many such aircraft and sea ships directly to the lap of the mist. However, what it doesn't explain is that the ships being found intact, without any internal or external damage, which all their supplies, including lifeboats, but less their crew, floating in Bermuda. So they're saying that because the position that it's at on this planet Earth, that it makes sense why there's magnetic issues. But like I said, where's the people then? If all this is true, where the ship is not getting a true compass, how, like they're saying, how are people just missing and not one mark of the ship is marked like a pirate attack or
Yeah.
earthquake? Or why can't they find just not even one body floating around?
Yeah, no bodies. No, I know I was on a ship. I was in the Pacific. I know I was a helmsman, and yes, for drills I had to steer by magnetic compass. And correct, magnetic north does move. It does have a variance, like a 10-degree variance. It does move, correct, and just a few degrees, you're fucked. You're in the wrong directions, but they compensate for that. We literally look at the stars and compensate other ways to steer. You just don't stare at a magnetic fucking north compass by itself. You're just a helmsman following magnetic north. You've got other officers looking at the stars. They're looking at markers in the water. There's always a way to get a decent heading with magnetic north. So that is correct. So if these guys, but how many guys in a plane are flying magnetic north and not gyro? No, their gyro goes down. Their north goes down. They got magnetic north. Yeah, as long as you head that general direction, you're going to hit land. You might not hit the airport. You might fucking find yourself on a freeway, but you're going to find land. You're not going to go back. You got a variance of maybe 10. Okay, so you're still going to hit the mark. You're going to hit the United States of America. You know, if you're going for an island now, if you're going from, you're puddle jumping from island to island, then you might be off a couple islands. Yeah. But that's not gonna fly. I know for a fact from experience that ain't flying.
You know what's interesting is I'm looking at the votes on my community tab. Do you believe in the Bermuda Triangle? Every single vote went to yes.
Yeah, pretty much. You just can't. One time, yeah. Even three times, yeah. I ain't buying it. But when you got more than 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got multiple reports of unidentified objects in the sky, not saying they're alien, just saying unidentified objects in the sky, yeah, you got to scratch your head a little bit. I debunk, and even I have to say there's a little bit of fucking fire there somewhere. There's a little bit of smoke, and I found a little bit of fire somewhere. You know, there's something going on. And the fact that they're buying the Americans bought all that property all around the triangle. There's no reason for that. Lets you know. Now, they're going to say it's because we had the U-boats. Now, Eric, in the 50s, now in the 40s and 50s, supposedly now, I never heard of this, but there was some. There were U-boats. There were Nazi U-boats in the water. There was a lot of them. So there was a period of time for U-boats being in the water. Submarines, people. Lots of submarines with torpedoes. But if you torpedo the fucking ship, you're going to see an oil slick. You're going to see things that float. You're going to see a big mess. I've been on a ship and I've seen a ship down. And you're going to see a lot of wreckage in the water. You're going to find it. Yes, UFOs and USOs are not necessarily so-called aliens. There you go. I like that disclaimer. We like to keep that going, you know, so everyone has an open mind about everything. But yeah, it's really hard to hide something Eric thinks, man. I've seen it with my own fucking eye. I've seen it. I seen it. It's hard to hide something. Even a plane goes down, there's shit that floats. Everybody's got a black box.
I am offering our services to, I don't know, the Travel Channel, I don't know, AMC Channel, all these history channels. Guys, I'm offering Bob and I's service where you guys want to send us for a whole week in a boat to go to stay in the Triangle area. We are willing to do it.
If you want to sponsor us to go out into the Bermuda Triangle, I fucking would go in a heartbeat.
And we will do live shows from there we'll Bob, we're not gonna lie.
No, I ain't gonna lie to nobody. Not during the apocalypse.
We're not gonna be that show where if I'm a guest, another show, I'm gonna kiss their ass to get their people to watch us.
That, man, you accurate.
You true, honest opinion. Has anything happened yet? No, but we caught a couple fish.
Caught a fish. Yeah, I would definitely do that trip, man. I would love to go there just to debunk, if nothing else. Start off with the debunking. And if we catch something and we got it on camera, that'd be the best, man. That would be the best.
I think everybody in the chat should find these studios who own these TV stations, start emailing them, say, hey, you got to get these two guys to go study. Send them out to the bar. They're willing to do it for a week. I'll do it for a week.
Let this paranormal investigation group go. We'll pick a nice crew and we'll go out and investigate. We'll have this place. We'll have it all figured out. Bermuda's beautiful, man, out there. It's in a different place for me, but yeah.
Give us, a few cakes of beers, and then and
a pound of weed.
Well, and we'll let you know for sure if there's something there. If there's not, okay.
Yeah. But Bermuda Triangle is really interesting, and they talk about Eric like in the Pacific now. Supposedly the Pacific.
Oh, yeah. Ask us a question. Did you come up with that idea while taking acid?
Well, actually, when I was taking acid, your mom was with me. Oh, I owe her money, man. If you let her know, I owe a few dollars.
We'll make hats for the TV station. Make money off it. We'll make hats. We can do that. Look, weed is cheap in the Caribbean.
Yes, weed is cheap in the Caribbean. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, I got my Dead Gay Brothers cowboy hat, so we're okay. I got my Brokeback Mountain hat, so I'm fine.
Well, look, this is what we could do. We could offer the TV stations, the companies that maybe our fans will sponsor us to be on that ship. They'll bring us the beer, so they don't have to buy it. So if you want to buy us beer and weed or something,
Yeah.
We have gone from 67 miles per hour to 71 miles per hour. It's all shifting gears from now on. No breaks.
Yeah, well, a lot of storms actually originating from the Bermuda Triangle area, if you want to call it an area. No, there's no such thing as people had put they made the triangle. Remember, the conspiracy made the triangle. The government and nobody else sees a triangle. People just don't see it. People had just drew the triangle. You could draw a circle if you wanted. The Bermuda Circle, if you want a Bermuda Circle. So
the Book of Daniel, you're not banned after the show. As long as you don't call other people's names in the chat. You call us all you want. You call us names. We don't care. We can take it.
I don't mind at all, man. I don't mind. Your mom always shouts my name out, though.
I will ban you, but if you just want to call us names, you can.
Yeah, but your mom does ban. Yeah, she does shout my name out when I take
acid and alien hand jobs.
Yeah, beer, weed, and acid and alien hand jobs.
That'd be a good question. That'd be a good question, right? If you go on the how many alien hand jobs will Bob get on this trip?
That would be great. I mean,
my answer is going to be, Torres, Bob will probably get 13 hand jobs.
Can you imagine that? What's the whole government? Everybody's lined up, man. I get dropped off by an alien, and they say, "Tell us about what happened." Or I'd have to talk about how many hand jobs I got up on the alien.
I've got 13 alien hand jobs.
I got 13 hand jobs. It was 13 or 33 hand jobs. I can't remember from all the little aliens. I wasn't sure. I felt like I was in a Korean brothel. It was fucking weird. But yeah, the Bermuda Triangle. And then, of course, they have it in the Pacific now. Eric, they even have one up in Happy Ending. An alien. You ever have an alien happy ending? We're going dark, guys. This is a family-friendly show.
There's this other triangle that I saw somebody mention in the chat earlier. Somebody said there's a triangle off of Japan.
I think it's off of Japan. I don't know. Yeah, off of Japan. Yeah, there's another one off of Japan. Also, the Great Lakes. They even have one up at the Great Lakes. Actually, there's like some kind of hot spot up at the Great Lakes for not a triangle up there somewhere. There's always over water, which
right here. Dragon's Triangle off of Japan, right there.
The Dragon's Triangle, yeah. And it comes from, I remember a story, I think it was China. I'm not sure if it was Japan. I know it was Japan. So in Japan, there was a historical story about a ship. This was way back, man. This is not modern. This is way back. There was a famous painter, a Japanese painter who does all the beautiful waves and everything, who had told the story about a woman, Eric, and a Caucasian woman that was inside of a round egg-shaped object that had floated ashore. And landed in Japan back in the day.
Wow.
From that area.
This is what they call it, Bob. They call it Devil Sea. The Devil Sea is also known as the Dragon's Triangle, and the Pacific Bermuda Triangle is a region of the Pacific south of Tokyo. The Devil Sea is sometimes considered as a paranormal location. The diversity of these claims has been questioned. Well, of course. Everything is questioned.
Well, hold on. Now show the area. Go ahead and hit the map area. I want to see this fucking area. They have is that it there from Japan?
Yeah.
Is there a way to make it bigger?
Hold on.
Because I was stationed in Japan for a while.
No, hold on.
So they're talking it from Tokyo. Then it's got to be from Yokosuka.
No, not that one. Not that one.
Oh. No,
China Sea, east of China Sea. I see that on the left. Is it this one right here?
Wow. What part of Japan, I wonder?
It's nearby islands. There's Taiwan close. The Philippines below.
Been there.
Right above the Osaka. Yamato Island is in the triangle.
Oh my god, dude! I have been all through there. I was a helmsman in that entire fucking. Well, at my time, everything was much higher up. That's a whole new, all new. For the locations are completely new. But again, I have problems.
This person wants me to ask a question to this thing. Alexa, is Bermuda Triangle hairy?
Here's something I found on the web. According to slideplayer.com, the Bermuda Triangle by Janelle Mills. The Bermuda Triangle is an area in the Atlantic Ocean shaped like a triangle.
Oh. No, it's not giving me, Robert, it's not giving me an answer about how hairy it is.
Probably doesn't understand the slang for hairy.
Or Dragon's Triangle. Alexa, what is Dragon's Triangle?
According to Wikipedia, the Devil's Sea, also known as the Dragon's Triangle and the Pacific Bermuda Triangle, is a region of the Pacific, south of Tokyo. The Devil's Sea is sometimes considered as a paranormal location, though the veracity of these claims has been questioned.
I read that.
The Japanese word ma no umi has been widely used to describe dangerous marine locations around the world.
You know what's funny about that, Eric? I'm gonna tell you. You remember? I put it in my law. Back in 1993, I was on the USS Blue Ridge LCC 19. Yeah, LCC 19. Where's Tomicon? Do the math on that one. Anyway, LCC 19, Blue Ridge, my ship. And we were going through that area, that specific area. And I was on the helm for Typhoon Ed. Typhoon fucking Ed. And it was the largest typhoon they've ever had. And we steered right through it. I literally went through a typhoon where I looked up and saw the eye. And during the fucking point of the eye, everybody was in a fucking shock. We thought we were going to die. I had steered a ship. I can't tell you the waves. I think I've told you the waves. I mean, it's the size of fucking several story buildings, fucking tall. The ship was like, it was like that movie. I can't remember that movie with Mark Wahlberg. It was like Mark Wahlberg, The Perfect Storm. I literally steered in a perfect storm in a fucking typhoon. Yes. Take that off my fucking bucket list, but I steered to a typhoon. But yeah, it was in that area. It was in that area, that Typhoon Ed. Look up 1993, people. Typhoon Ed, Japan.
And when you woke up in the morning after you drove that boat, did you feel like you had an alien hand job?
I had probably several. Probably had several. And they allowed me to steer through the typhoon after giving them or allowing myself to have several hand jobs by aliens. Yeah. Okay. So the United States government owes me for that psychological damage. I need some kind of compensation from the alien in the Pacific.
We got about 8 minutes left in this. Is there any questions you guys want us to look up or something about the Devil's Triangle?
Your guys' show.
is there anything you guys want to know? You want to know, we all know that Bob has had several aliens hand jobs and it helped him through. Yes, I played Calgary. I played for Calgary.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You played for Calgary. That's awesome. Were you in fact abducted by aliens yourself when you were playing for Calgary?
I don't. You could have, yeah. He wanted to come to Denver and even play with Montreal. Oh, okay.
Very good. Very good. A lot of people that played for Calgary were abducted by aliens. I imagine a lot of hand jobs there.
The alien hand job show.
There's a reality show. Now, I want to know how many of you guys are going to go ahead and apply for Space Hero. Anybody out there in the sidebar, don't forget that Space Hero is going to be a live televised, just like Survivor show for space cadets, Space Hero. So a lot of you guys should apply for that. I myself, Eric, might apply for Space Hero. We should apply for it.
Space Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be a good hero. Again, they could make a show about us being space heroes.
Yeah, I'll wear the tight ass overalls and stuff like that, coveralls, whatever. And then I'll try to. I want to go to space, and I'll tell everyone the truth. They'll kick me off fast. They'll kick me out. This guy's gonna tell them the truth when he finds out there is no fucking space station. We're gonna give you millions of dollars if you could just keep the lie going. I don't know. I'm making this shit up. I'm immensely up. But yeah.
What a happy ending to the show.
Happy ending to the show. There's a lot of aliens out there with my spooge.
Okay, how about this? Let me ask this question then. Anybody in the chat? Since we're not asking questions, but maybe is there a paranormal topic that you guys like to see covered?
Yeah. We don't mind covering them. I've done it all, man. Done it all. I've taken the class for it at the University of Washington. Parapsychology. We debunked a lot of stuff. Everyone's just having a good time. Yeah, there's a lot of paranormal stuff, Eric. We could go to the Montauk Project.
We've actually done we have done possessions, but I guess we could try to find, I don't know, like top 10 possessions and try to do that. And maybe with possessions, I could get Vel to come on. Vel, kind of.
And we could stretch out the concept of possession we could do a little bit with religion, but we can also move it outside the realm of religion and also talk about it's possible to have alien extraterrestrial possessions too. I'm more inclined to think that there's an interdimensional possession thing going on. I think some people up in the higher sciences are possessed by something.
This is interesting. Sleep paralysis and the shadow people.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. God, I've had a dream about that. I actually had a dream too. I had a dream about that. Eric is the tall man, the lanky man, or the tall man. There's the hag, the man in the hat. There's the man in the black hat. He sits in the corner of your room. There's also the tall man. There's the hag herself. There's a whole lot of shit on sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. There's good ones here.
Good. Yeah. Also, possessions is good.
Spontaneous combustion.
Oh yeah. We could do a combo on some of them. Maybe we just do a combo since there's I've also studied spontaneous combustion. The funny thing about spontaneous combustions, people, is the majority of them, you guys don't know this, I've taken it for a class, is that a lot of them were smokers. Okay, I'm just putting that at you.
Yeah. Well, Rob, you, the guy who talked with all 50 Shades of Grey encounters, laugh out loud. 50 Shades of Grey?
Great. Yeah. 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, your mom was my secretary. I whipped her real good a few times. I'm really sorry about that. If you got punished because it's probably she's venting. She was mad at me, but we got by. I paid her money, so it's okay. She was on payroll.
And this poor guy here, apparently the cops follow him everywhere.
Yeah. You're probably a targeted individual. Either that or you're in a big ass video game Matrix thing and you just think someone's following you. Because I used to think the same thing when I realized they're not.
This is interesting too. People going missing from national parks.
I think it's 411. It's 411. Yeah. Oh man, that's a whole. The guy wrote a book. I'll get his name. The guy wrote a book on that. The missing 411. Holy shit.
Maybe
they even had time they had time shifts with that one also.
That's a good one. It was
time shifts with that.
And then what the Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe?
Oh, that's a book.
That's a book.
Yeah, we could talk about the book. I'm sure there's some conspiracy behind it. There's a conspiracy behind everything. There's always that book of Daniel. There's a conspiracy behind him. I think he went to the Blue Moon, Eric. I think he goes to the Blue Moon bar on First Ave. Yeah.
I'll just the Japanese forest where people go missing. Oh, yeah. That's a good one too.
Oh, the Death Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been there. They commit suicide there. That's a sensitive one. We really have to be careful. Oh yeah. It's dude. It's where that I know. Wan. I know exactly where that's at in Japan. It's where they commit suicide. A lot of people go up in there, and they also go missing up in there. It's a freaky fucking place, man.
Not to confuse Japanese hand jobs.
What are you talking about?
Beyond that, guys, we're gonna end this show today. It was a lot of fun. I love talking things we haven't talked about before, and you guys put a lot of great ideas here. And and there's another good one: The Haunting of Route 666.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that's
nobody's on that one.
That's an awesome one too. So
I would love to do that one. I don't have any information on that one. That's why I'd love to do it. I'd actually have to have fun researching. That's a good one, Eric.
Okay, how about this? Monday we'll do The Haunting of Route 666.
Oh, I'm gonna study.
And then Wednesday we'll take the combination of Flat Accord Music and some other people's, kind of like mix it in. Throw like a lot of it all in one show and have a good time. Because Friday next week, it's confirmed that I got the mammal researcher group from what's coming on next Friday. So beyond that, guys, we're gonna end this show. We had a fun time, and everybody in the chat today were wonderful. Everybody got along, which we wanted. So that's all I want to say, guys. Have a good weekend.